talk about communication being the best form of medicine, what we're really talking about, I think, is the fact that we have all these devices, drugs out on the market, but if people don't actually understand how to use them, or we don't communicate to them in the right way, then they're not actually going to understand or actually adhere to the medicine or use the devices properly.
I'm driven by, I don't know if you know this, the real belief that you can't really treat, diagnose or do anything in healthcare without communication. And I take it so seriously, and it sounds cheesy, but I actually do think that we are, in essence, a healthcare company, because if you don't communicate effectively, then no treatment can be effective, no diagnosis can be made. And a simple way of looking at it is, if everyone knows about the benefits of a COVID vaccine, for example, but no one goes to get those vaccines, then you failed. Of course, you've let everyone know what those benefits are, but you haven't compelled that positive behaviour.
I also think from our client's perspective, if we can quantify the success of a campaign or the impact of collateral or of a scientific story, then that really helps them understand the value of their dollar or the value of their pound or their euro, because budgets are getting a lot tighter. Then they're really needing to justify every single spend. There's so much change and movement and buoyancy in the world at the moment, with clients targeting healthcare professionals, arming patients with knowledge and information, that what worked 3 or 4 years ago doesn't work now. So if you don't do something that disrupts the marketplace, that arrests that attention, not only are you not going forward, but you're actually in danger of going backwards.
I think that's so true. It's really important. We've been through a period of digital transformation, but one of the things that really worries me is that an awful lot of content that was on paper, in papers, white papers, sales aids, leave behind pieces, has been theoretically digitally transformed, so it's now available on screen, but it's the same content. It's not as if it's been segmented, or anybody's thought about the single net impression, or that anybody's tried hard to make it easy to navigate and intuitive for any particular segment or any particular part of the audience. And I think that's a mistake. I think we've got to build on what's been done and transform a lot of that content.
But I think that also fosters trust between us and our clients. We have a grown-up conversation about what is actually going to get the best result. And I think part of our power is being independent and agile, in that we're not beholden to rules and regulations of a larger company, picking cookie cutter off the shelf solutions and just jumping, just saying how high when a client says jump. We actually come to the table with a value around intellectual property and push them and ask them the right questions and probe further. And sometimes that discovery and define phase can be the longest part of a project, but we have to get it right. And then that's why they keep coming back to us. That's why we're so award winning. That's why we're, top 30.
Which I think goes back really nicely to why we exist as well, because I think that role of communication was missing and potentially is still missing when it comes to healthcare. And part of what we set up Page and Page for was to make sure that we really champion that role of communication and what communication can do to make sure that all patients get access to life-saving medicines, not just the patients who can afford to.
We often talk about the democratisation of healthcare, and what do we really mean? Really what we mean is more good stuff for more people. And that's really important. The challenge for any healthcare professional who's been to medical school and is in practice is how much time can they actually commit to learning about all this progress and joining the dots so that they can work out what's best for their patients.
It comes back to what makes Page and Page so different is, we have this common goal of wanting to leave a legacy, whether it's individual or it's as a collective. There's room for both in the world, and there's room for us helping clients leave a legacy. Yeah. It's going home knowing that you're proud of what you've done. that motivates you to do it all again the next day.
That communication that actually effectively does give access to more people to more healthcare. I mean, that's quite an amazing thing to say. What have you done today? I've just improved the world a little bit.